Hello, I'm Antonio Mora, and this is the newsandnews.com Day in Brief. Today's top stories in 3 minutes. It's Monday, June 18th at about 6:30 p.m. The point of these briefs is to try and bring some clarity to the day's news. When it comes to what's going on with the separating of families entering the U.S. illegally, either I'm simple-minded or the dense fog politicians are creating around the issue is such that I can't see through it. What's clear is that President Trump, AG Sessions, and Homeland Security Chief Nelson are doubling down and blaming the Democrats and Congress. Nelson said, "We do not have a policy of separating families at the border, period." But Sessions' DOJ said last week that almost 2,000 children had been separated from their families. Then Nelson said it was essential for Congress to fully fund our ability to keep families together, and that if we close loopholes, we can keep families together. So families are being separated. If they're not being separated, what loophole needs to be closed? Nelson seemed to imply that separation was only happening when there is no clear family relationship between an adult and a child, or where the adult was suspected of human smuggling. Nelson just finished her remarks, so I hope others can explain how all these seemingly contradictory statements fit together. In other news, FBI Director Christopher Wray and DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz testified before the Senate. Pressed on political bias at the FBI, Horowitz said the infamous anti-Trump texts put a cloud over the Clinton email probe. Wray promised the FBI would not repeat the mistakes noted in the watchdog report, and Horowitz also said former FBI Director Comey faces an investigation into his leaks. Meanwhile, Trump has ordered the creation of a Space Force, which would be a new branch of the military. And the Supreme Court sent 2 cases involving gerrymandering back to lower courts, avoiding a final decision on whether states can draw election maps on a partisan basis. Now our alternate universes segment, the great divide between conservative and liberal media. Trust me, if you had watched the big cable networks at 9 a.m. on Monday morning, alternate universes would be putting it very mildly. While all shows addressed the border fiasco, Fox followed its pro-Trump narrative with coverage that was fairly short and toned down. Following its anti-Trump narrative, MSNBC spent its whole first half hour expressing outrage on the border before transitioning to other anti-Trump stories and then returning to the migrant crisis. CNN spent less time than MSNBC on the border before moving to other stories that fit its anti-Trump narrative. CNN also later turned back to the border story. And at 9 this morning, good luck finding the story about Wray and Horowitz going to testify before the Senate. It was nowhere on TV or online at CNN and MSNBC. Of course, it was big on Fox. Alternate universes. A story that is not getting enough attention today is the World Health Organization classifying compulsive video game playing as a mental health disorder. The story is getting some attention, but articles say the condition is very rare, with no more than up to 3% of gamers affected. Journalists and health officials should remember the importance of providing context. By some estimates, 1.2 billion people are gamers. 3% of 1.2 billion is 36 million. About 5 million of them in the U.S. Rare? Finally, if you needed any evidence of how much the World Cup means to countries around the world, look no further than Mexico. When its squad scored the only goal in its upset of Germany on Sunday, so many people jumped up in celebration that it triggered a seismic event. You can find all those stories and much more updated around the clock 7 days a week on newsandnews.com, where you will find all you need to know in one place. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the right of your screen just below this video. And please follow us on Facebook at Real News and News, and follow me on Twitter at AMoraTV. I'll see you again tomorrow.